Hi, good evening. This is Osiris with Ankh Entertainment, Stones in the Color of Rare, and the Cover City News, talking to Jay'sen Olson, the owner. He is a painter himself. He's an artist himself. He owns the gallery and called JAR. It stands for Jesus or Jesus for some of you that want to get fancy. Art Revolution. And Jay'sen, go. We want to talk to you and see exactly, you know, what you do here at the gallery, what it's all about.
Well, it's Jesus Art Revolution came about actually several years ago. I had been exhibiting a lot here in LA and doing a lot of the themed art shows, zombie art, sex things, all connected with a themed art show, and artists would go there it's generally a weekend, 1 or 2 night event, and artists showcased, and then they have bands there, and a lot of it presents very dark subject matter, very unhealthy things, and I would exhibit there and try and be a light with my art and my music too, and just trying to reflect myself, which is, I think, every artist's goal.
Absolutely. So, you know, what kind of art would you call your art? How did you become an artist? I mean, what prompted you to be a painter? And
I started out being an artist slash musician, and then had to take about 20-something years to raise my son, who's now a grown man and living in Vegas, and I'm just so blessed to have him. It was always a prayer when he was small, and we went through some very difficult times, and it was always a prayer that he would be okay, and that has come to fruition, and I am blessed forever because of that. So.
Well, that is a fantastic story. Now let's see, what have you seen in your time in the industry as a creative person, as an artist? What have you seen? How have you seen LA, Hollywood, Echo Park, this area, how have you seen it develop into what it is now? Because I think it's coming from some other place to now this kind of artsy, eclectic kind of thing.
Art is very...
God bless you guys.
That was Danny band from sMALLTIME. What a fantastic band from Huntington Beach.
Oh wow, all the way from Huntington Beach, huh?
Yeah, they came
drove all the way down to the big city.
Yeah, they, what powerful music. I think the art scene, you know, it's always been very subjective. Art is very subjective.
Yes.
LA, you know, is filled with underground artists. Everybody is an underground artist.
In LA.
But what you saw tonight, Osiris, tonight here, was truly underground. A lot of these artists have no venue to exhibit their art because
they are really good.
They are.
I mean, not have a venue. You know, I know people that are working in the industry that have record label deals that aren't that good. I'm serious. They're really good.
And so that applies to art and musician. And these are people of again, it's not about a church. I've gotten criticized for saying that, for writing that this is not a church event that you came to. This is about showing you love, an unconditional love. It's not about trying to change you. It's about showing you me and showing you her, and showing the band showing themselves to you, and that it will reach something inside you that takes you to a better place.
interesting. I think that when you and I had some of our first conversations, we talked about, I didn't know that there was some kind of stigma against artists that happened to be Christian. And although I'm not Christian, and a lot of people aren't, at the same time, it is unfair, in my opinion, to discriminate against anyone for any reason at all, as long as they're doing something good, kind, or whatever. So, can you explain that a little bit? Because the audience is going to want to know.
I can't explain it because most of the people, the fellow artists that I have exhibited with for years and years, I think they would call themselves spiritual.
Okay.
But the minute faith is mentioned, and especially Jesus, then it's the.
It gets a little sticky, huh?
It gets the step backwards. It's the step, and similarly when we were just talking and you asked me what jar is about, and I said Jesus Art Revolution, and you responded of your faith, and you're being Buddhist, and what we talked for an hour afterwards. We shared, and you accepted me with open arms, and I accepted you, and it was just about sharing love, and that's what this whole thing has been about.
Yeah.
That's what tonight was about, just love. If it was a success or it was a complete failure, without love it would be meaningless.
Yeah, and what I like about it is that the room was very diverse. We walked in, I was actually surprised to see people of color. I was surprised to see old, young, mixed, that kind of thing. So that's really inspiring that people do have somewhere in this area that they can call home. Yes. And they can have somewhere to go, because it is, I mean, like some painters like myself, my art is in my apartment. I mean, I have a gallery within my home, And so it's important that people do have somewhere that they feel they can take their art, and that they can really, let people know that they exist.
Yes, and that's so true. That's why I made this event open to the public. It's not the what some people call Christianese things, where we have Christians that go to Christian churches, that buy Christian food from Christian supermarkets, from Christian farmers who have Christian cows. This is us sharing with you and the world, unashamedly, our art, who we are, standing naked in front of you and saying, this is us, and we accept you, and we love you, and that's what we. There's a little credo by St. Francis of Assisi that I try and live by, and basically it says, preach the gospel a lot, and if you need to, use words, and if you need to, speak. So meaning that everything I say and do should reflect my faith in Christ.
Absolutely. I think that, especially in today's world where there's so many different things and people are very actually kind of confused, because we have so much information coming at us. They're digging up and discovering so many other truths that expound and expand our knowledgeable and our information about certain types of belief systems and everything. The older, the more they discover through different things, the more and more people find out, they may be different religions, but they all are coming from some source of man, that it's traveled from this country to this country to this country. And so you have those different interpretations, fortunately, sometimes.
I believe it's all looking for love.
Yeah, people are looking for peace.
Love, peace,
some
and
sort
joy.
of sanity in an insane world.
And especially here in LA, where we're just such a melting pot. I grew up back east, and
where did back east did you grow up?
Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Yeah, and I remember people saying, what a melting pot that was, and nothing compared to LA. There's just you name it, and it's here in LA. But what a wonderful opportunity then for us to love people and to cross boundaries with, and that's the beauty of art, of your art, of my art, of the others that were here tonight, of their art and their music. Music and art transcend spoken word.
Yes.
So nobody in here tonight was preaching or saying anything. Mostly it was just, here's my music, here's my art, and wow. And for
very interesting art. Now, speaking of that, very eclectic type things. So, how did these particular groups, as a matter of fact, how did you meet the band? What is the name of the band again?
That band?
The band that performed?
Yeah, SMALLTIME.
SMALLTIME. How did you meet them? How did they come to find Jar and the other people in here?
Sorry.
That's okay. No, it's okay.
When I was, like several years ago, when I was going through this, and I started having this, dream and praying about doing a show like this. That's when I put like a feeler out, just asking people around, and just put an open call out for various artists and bands, and SMALLTIME Danny responded. There was another band here, Ed Fuchs, and Alexandra, and wonderful people, wonderful stories, so talented, and so I've known some of them for a while, but most of them just responded to an open